Hello, welcome one and all to another average shaman video. Today we're looking at my 9.2.5 enhancement guide, the ultimate M plus guide. Everything you will need to know, all condensed into one video. I do have other videos that I'll say them after, but look no further. So yeah, let's get into it. A bit of an introduction. We're going to go over the basics. We're going to go over talents. We're going to go over Covs, single target and M plus, rotation, stat, biscuit slash trinkets, tier, and my personal opinion. I will have them marked as well. So if you want to skip certain bits, then feel free. You can do so at the bottom. But kicking off and to start, guys. Ta-da! I have a PowerPoint. It is a very, very good PowerPoint. It's been a little bit, I don't know, it's just taken a while, and I haven't really done anything fancy, and I could go super, super fancy, like I've said, like get some good what's it called, editing software. However, it's got to the point now that doing it simple and like this is kind of my niche. It's my wheelhouse, so we're going to stick with it. Anyway, right, kicking off the basics. Like it says, agility, flask, food, pref, haste. However, go with your gut. What I mean by that is later on you will, like I overcap on haste quite quickly, so I tend to go with a bit of mastery food to up my mastery a little bit, or a bit of crit food to give me a bit of buffer crit. But 9 times out of 10, just go with haste. It's easier and it's more simple, and it's more and it's cheaper to get from the auction house. And rune, I have a permanent rune now that I no longer have to buy. Well, I did buy it for 40k by getting exalted, but you guys already know that. Yeah, that's it. What you've got to do is keep lightning shield on at all times. This should be a given, people. Keep your weapons enchanted at all times, and I do not mean the ones that you get from the auction house or an enchanter. I mean your Wind Fury and Lava Lash. Wind Fury and Flame Tongue, keep them on your weapons. Flame Tongue on the offhand, Wind Fury on the main. GG's, good to go. Apart from that, use fucking Wind Fury. It's there for a reason. Every time you are out of range, every time you start a new fight, every time, click it. Apart from that, the bog standard basics are going to Witch Doctor's Wolfborns is the bog standard single target build. Use some use of AoE, will become OP with sets, will be your bread and butter. It is true, like in anything single target, in raids, or even in M+, tyrannical weeks. Witch Doctor's Wolfborns. Apart from that, it is Doom Winds. This is a very, very niche. I tend to only use it when I'm doing a bit of a fuck about key on a 15 or something like that, and I want to change up what I do. Apart from that, if you are pushing or you want to get better logs, you are going to go to the next one, which is Primal Lava Actuators. Mainly used in funnel fights, has some good use in M+, plus ST, only it is the go-to build for M+, at the build. At the moment, you cannot escape it with enhancement shamans. If I see an enhancement shaman when I'm on one of my ults or my tanks or whatever like that, and I'm kind of pushing and they're not using it, they get the kick. Even if they're going, oh, but no, this build's good, and they're running like the Frost Wish build, which is a Storm Strike build. I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm an enhancement. Not to be the meta bitch, but be a meta bitch. It's there for a reason. It is absolutely amazing. However, Doom Winds and Witch Doctor's Wolfborns do crop up in M+ now and then, and it's okay, but Primal Lava Actuators. Going on from that to talents. Single target, you will go Elemental Blast, Hot Hands, Static Charge, Elemental Assault, Feral Lunge. This is one that sometimes I go Nature's Guardian, but usually I like Feral Lunge because I like running at the boss, especially if you've got to fucking move away for a tactic and you're losing damage by not damaging the boss. You're losing dippers, you're losing whatever, so a Feral Lunge gets you there quicker. But that's just personal choice. That's what I would recommend. And then you are going to go Sundering and then Elemental Spirits for the wolves. which is GG. For M+, you are going to be going Lashing Flames, Hard Hands, Static Charge. However, you can go pretty much whatever you want on there. I like Static Charge because there's usually add 5s in these bosses now, guys. There just usually isn't. When you can't be asked, you're just like, Capacitor's Totem, GG. Then you are going to go Fire Nova. There is some synergy with Hailstorm, guys, but the best of the best is Fire Nova. End of. I love it. Then again, Feral Lunge, Sundering, and Elemental Spirits. Not much to say about the talents. I do have other videos, however, that I do go into them in more depth, and there is a little bit more discussion. But for the basics, that's pretty much what everyone is running on the logs, because I've looked. On the M+ build, that is about like 80% use that. So you do you at the end of the guys, but they're your cookie cutters. For your Covenants, and this is for raid / single target. In the raid builds, you do have something with Naya and Corrin. Sometimes you will go Corrin, sometimes you will go Naya. What I do recommend is you look on Icy Veins, not Icy Veins. I've lost the thing. Logs, World of Warcraft logs, and you can have a look on what to think. Basically, Corrin for your Anduin fight, Naya for your jailer. Apart from that, you will usually go Dreamweaver. Yeah, pretty much. But your conduits are Vital Accretion, increases HP from the Stone LA. Magma Fist increases Lava Lash crits, which is beautiful. Focus Lightning, increased damage and healing of Lightning Bolt / Chain Lightning, Healing Surge when using 5 Maelstrom. This is a massive bump because we got it buffed up. It does stupid amounts of damage. Without it, I would probably say to you, what the fuck are you doing? Use it. Refreshing Waters increases Healing Surge on yourself. Essential Extraction reduces your Cov ability, which is good because the less recharge, the more you can use it. The more you can use it, the more damage you do, the more wolves you get, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Totemic Surge reduces Capacitor Totem CD. You could probably go whatever you want in the finesse. I just really like using my Capacitor Totem because I love the stun, and if I can get the stun off cooldown a lot quicker by just using it on ads, it makes the fight GG. But yeah, going to M+, you are going to go to the Plague Deviser Merilith because he is a beast, and Kevin's Oozlink is really, really good. But not that, it is the flat 120 mastery you get for simply using your Fleshcraft every 2 minutes. If you keep this up, which you should be doing if you are on this Soulbind, it is priority. If your Fleshcraft goes off, you are losing DPS, simple as, because 120 mastery, I go from 70% to 77%. That is a huge 7% buff, and it is very, very nice. But apart from that, your Primordial Wave is extremely powerful conduit. If used well, you should give you to 20 to 60% haste. If the RNG gods are in your favour, you can recast it. It's got a, I think at the highest level, it's got like a 34, 35. I think it's 34% chance of refreshing on use, which big brain is stackable haste. I mean, the buff, I think it lasts for a while, but it's that damage that you can just go whoop, massive lightning shield damage. Anyway, I digress. Going on to the conduits, it is the Magma Fist. Again, Lava Lash increased crits, which is good. We want Lava Lash to crit more. Vital Accretion, Focus Lightning. As I said before, if you're not using it, fucking use it. Refreshing Waters, Tumbling Wave is the thing. It gives you 34% chance to reset Primordial Wave. That's the thing that I was just talking about. And Condensed Animosphere. Sphere, a small heal upon taking damage every 10 seconds. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not nothing to shout about home, but it's pretty decent. Right, moving on to single target rotations, or the rotations section of my thing. You are going to go Witch Doctor's Wolf ones, like I said. Your cover abilities and wolves can be at the start of the rotation. Night Veil ability can be whenever, and really on CD. Use wolves on CD. Now you will notice that I've got this bit here. sectioned off. That is basically to tell you to use your Wind Fury every time and use Frost Shock as a filler. That's pretty much it. Apart from that, heading over over here, you are basically going to use Flame Shock as an opener with Lava Lash to spread it. But if there's nothing there, use a Flame Shock. What I do is I open up, as it says on the screen here, Flame Shock, Feral Spirits, Night Fae Transfusion, that's your Cov ability, and then Feral Spirits again. After that, I will go bog standard rotation, Lava Lash, Crash Lightning, because you want to use Crash Lightning before Storm Strike, because obviously it's just a 5% buff that you get. But the more things you hit with it, say if it's the first boss on Heroic or a Mythic, everything you hit by Crash Lightning increases the damage of your Storm Strike, and makes your Lava Lash and Storm Strike deal frontal cornal damage, which is more bueno. Basically, and then you go to Sundering, Lightning Bolt / Elemental Blast every time you have 5 Maelstrom weapons. Apart from that, you will just keep going with your normal rotation. If you get procs of Hot Hands, you will use Lava Lash. If you get a Storm Strike proc, you will use your Storm Strike. However, never use a Storm Strike proc over a Lava Lash Hot Hands proc. Never use it. I get it, you want to generate that Maelstrom, but you will do more damage mathematically if you prior Lava Lash, especially in a Hot Hands proc. You're already getting that bonus from it, and it's just it's 100% extra damage, and you can do some crazy amounts of crits. It is absolutely lovely. Then after that, then you will prior the Storm Strike, and you will just go on with your normal rotation. Always use Elemental Blast while off cooldown. Apart from that, use your Lightning Bolt, and then once you're getting into the fight, Wolves on cooldown, Night Fae ability on cooldown. If you can, use your Wolves first, then your Night Fae ability, then your Wolves again, just so you've got more Wolves. It's really it's a hard habit, and I had to beat it where my Wolves had 10 seconds and I was like, oh, my Night Fae ability's up. I would use my Night Fae ability, and I was like, oh, if I waited, I could have got more Wolves and more bang for my buck, which you've just got to get in the habit of doing. Apart from that, going on to the Mythic Plus rotation of the guide. This is where we pump. This is where we do it. A bit weird. I get excited. But as I said before, you are going to go the Primal Lava Actuators. But before I do that, you will see again that this bit is sectioned off here. Again, drop your Wind Fury every time. Use Frost Shock as a filler. If you've got fuck all else to use your Frost Shock. And your Feral Spirits on CD. What I haven't got here, guys, is the Fire Nova bits, because I've been a tit and I forgot to put it in. You will use Fire Nova on CD here. However, I will get through to this before. As an opener, you will either use Flame Shock or Primordial Wave, because you are going to be, yes, Necrolord, you got that right. And then you will go instantly into Lava Lash. Instantly, because you want to spread that Flame Shock. Remember, Primordial Wave does put Flame Shock on the target. That's what you want to do. And before you start Storm Striking, yes, you've got it. It's AoE, there's ads, fucking Crash Lightning to boost everything, and then you Storm Strike. And then you want to Sunder. Bear in mind, if you have procs of Lava Lash, you want to be prioritizing that. It goes at the right at the top. You also want to be tab targeting. I do have a video on this that I will say at the end, pardon me, but yes, you want to be getting the buff on everything, because remember, in the talents, I'll just go back, you are going to, it's Lashing Flames Hot Hands. So what Lashing Flames does, it puts a buff or a /dot on the enemy you hit that increases all Flame Shock damage dealt to that enemy in that time. It's about 20 seconds. So you want to be tab targeting, you want to be Lava Lashing. If Lava Lash is not on cooldown, and then you can go straight into the rotation that I was going on, which is Crash Lightning, Storm Strike, Sundering. With Sundering, line that puppy up. It's a massive line. If you are hitting one ad in that line, it only does about 40k. If you twiddle it, get yourself in a cushy thing, the tanks pull them all, is... You know, it's a Demon Hunter tank. They've used that sigil thing on the ground that pulls everything in. Boom! Sundering. That Sundering has gone from a 40k, well, up to a 40k hit to a good 200k hitter, if not more. that's where you want to be using it. Apart from that, you are going to be going chain lightning on 5 or 10 maelstrom. Personally, I save it for 10 just so I can get 2 right off the bat, like whoopah, whoopah. And then I go into the normal rotation, which is crash lightning, storm strike, sundering. If again, if you've got hot hands and you're tabbing, lava lash. Apart from that, it is pretty much the same as you want to be going crash lightning, storm strike, crash lightning, lava lash, blah blah blah. It is very simple. You get very used to it. You know, you're probably looking at it going, oh, that's a lot of priorities, but you get used to it. It's pretty easy. Going on the primordial wave, you want to be on CD, pretty much. If you've got it on CD and it's reset, you are going to cast that puppy off. And what you are going to do afterwards, you're not going to chain lightning. What you want to do is you want to get, in that pull, it can have up to 6 people being hit by lightning bolt because of primordial wave and what it does. So if you've got primordial wave, you've got 5 maelstrom, but you've only got 2 things of the mob group casted, you don't want to waste it. Wait until a lava lash comes off cooldown, then whoopah, and then use lightning bolt. You want to get as many as you can with it, because you can get up to 60% haste. 10% for 1 person hit, 60% for 6 people hit. Do the maths. What would you rather have? 60%, which is basically a bloodlust, guys, and more, or 10%? 60%, right? 60%. So that's what you're going to do. And that is the rotation. And you're probably wondering, what about the prior list? The prior list, I will go over it. Lava Lash with Hot Hands procs. Tab that shit. Primordial Wave on cooldown. Lightning Bolt once you've got as many adds as you can in that group with Primordial Wave. Don't just Lightning Bolt thinking, yeah, it's gonna hit everyone if you do not use Primordial Wave first. Apart from that, Sundering with as many adds in there as you can. Keep Crash Lightning going. It generates a shitload of Maelstrom and it buffs your Storm Strike and your Lava Lash to hit more adds in a cornel damage. That's pretty much it. With regards to DPS, in a 15, you can probably, a reasonable enhancement shaman, this is including myself, can do about 13 to about 16k. You're probably thinking, oh, I can do more, and that's great. But usually you've got like a warlock in there, a monk in there, whatever, or a warrior, and they're just taking all that damage because their rotation is simpler than ours is. It is, guys. Just it is. Or you've got a sub rogue, which is 3 button rotation. To have a 3 button rotation. But yeah, so that's, you're probably thinking, well, I can get more, and that's great, you know. But you've probably not got that. But realistically, 13 to about 16k in 20s, sky's the limit. Especially in fortified weeks. The ads have got more fucking, I've got a shitload more health, they're up longer, you can use your abilities more, you can tab target more effectively. I think the last 21 key I did about like well, we got a bit of a scuffed pull towards the 2 ends, and that knocked my damage down a bit, but I was on track for 21k. And then I ended up with 17.9, which it was a bit of a blow, but it was still good. So that's what you can imagine. But if you want a bit of an idea, sim yourself, guys. Sim yourself. Anyway, carrying on, and we're cracking on with the stat ways. What? Now, I've done a video on this, and I'm just going to highlight that video and just quickly go over it. Icy Veins says, Agility 1, Haste 2, Mastery 3, Versatility 4, and Crit Strike. That's pretty much average. My single target Night Fae build with Dreamweaver, my stats are thus. Hello. You know, crit 16%, haste 35%, mastery 74%, versatility 5%. However, Dreamweaver with the boost that Dreamweaver does give me, it goes up to 55%. But I've got to be stood in that. If I'm taken out of the thing, then I lose that haste, and then I've got to go in. So use it as effectively as you can. But you want to be around about 30% haste. My stats are pretty indicative. It's you know, I've seen people more crit heavy, and more verse heavy, but basically because of our builds, you want a shitload of crit and a shitload of crit. Sorry, a shitload of haste and a shitload of mastery. So yeah, this is just a baseline, but I do beautiful damage. Anyway, my M plus stats and weights are it's Necrolord and Plague, Divisor, and Merilith, like I said before. Doodle doodle doo. And my stat weights are 16%. Crit, 33% haste, and the mastery is 77%. That is with my my 120 mastery buff, by the way, guys. I'm not just getting on top of that and you're like, whoa. Yeah, I can get it up to 80% if I use a certain trinket, which I will discuss. And you're probably thinking, but why aren't you using that trinket? It's just because lately I've been looking at a certain way and how trinkets use, and a lot more people are using this trinket combination. So I'm going to discuss that later on. But yeah, those are my stat weights. Hopefully they help. You can look at you can look at them and think, where do I fit in? Do I need more of this? And vice versa. If not, check my stat weight video. It might help. Best gear / trinket section of this video. Pretty much right. My raid build / M plus build. You're probably thinking, well, which is it? Your raid build or your M plus? It's both. It depends. My mainly M plus build is the new build I was on about, or the new trinket selection that was, pardon me, which I was previously on about. However, we're going to go to that. Go into the raid / M plus build of the section. The first sigil. You need this trinket. It is godly. It gives you 1.2k of versatility for 20 seconds. Now, you're probably thinking, that's okay, but don't we need like haste and mastery? Yes, we do. However, if you're like me and you use it on a pre-pot, so your agility pot, your bloodlust, you send your wolves out, you've got your whatever. I mean, I've got like a blood frenzy, which is my mini, like, you know, my auric racial, and stuff like that. My damage and my burst goes whew. I could burst upwards to about 45k and sustain it for quite a while, as long as bloodlust carries on, you know, and for them 20 seconds. Because the verse buff that he's unreal. I go up to like from do you know what I'll tell you? I go from like 5% versatility to about 35%. It gives me 30% versatility, which is an outrageous amount, and it's beautiful. Anyway, going on the second trinket, which is Elegy of the Eternals. This is simply equipped, and it ups your main secondary stat, whether it's mastery or haste. Usually it's haste, so that's why I end up with 35% haste and 33% haste. And you're probably thinking, well, it's only 2% haste. Yeah, it is 2%, but 2% haste is a lot, especially when you've got bloodlust, you've got pox, you've got whatever, and then you've got that. It all links in. It's all nice. It's cushy. My base gear, I would say look at my stat weight, guys. I do go over my gear, and you're probably thinking, well, why aren't you going over your gear right here now? I'm just going to say pretty much haste mastery gear. After that, go follow the prior of the stat weights. So crit verse. That's pretty much it. For weapons, I've got the haste crit weapon, the 278. I got it from the vault. Mythic from the first boss, and then I've got a 278 verse mastery offhand. It's up to you, but as long as you follow the stat weights, really, you can't go wrong. Now, mainly M plus build. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. So, Leah's secret technique. And you're probably thinking, well, if you use that on haste, you just get in the same amount as haste as you are with the Elegy of the Eternals. And you'd be right. You would be right. However, what you do is you find a class that has mastery as the main stat. So you can get your 77% mastery up to about 82. Or, you know, monks give you crit. Warlocks sometimes give you mastery or haste depending on what they've done, but you basically want a Death Knight. They give you they stack mastery, so you want to anything, you know, just say. It doesn't go off percentages, by the way, guys. It goes off the numerical number. So you know, I quite like having a monk in the group because I like going from I'll tell you, I go from about 16% crit to about 19% crit. That's like a 3% crit, and for M plus, that 3% crit is a lot. And then I go in squad in the IQD. It is absolutely lovely. It's on a 3-minute cooldown, and its use is it basically gives you a shitload of stats on haste, crit, mastery, or verse. Usually it gives you haste or mastery. It can give you crit, but it's just beautiful. Use that on mini pots or pulls, pretty much every boss in M plus, and you can, like, some dungeons as well are quite longer. You can use it on trash pulls and stuff like that. You will know when to use it. If not, take it a couple times, start getting used to the route, and start knowing when, well, if I use it on this pull, it's up for this boss, and so on and so forth. It varies so much with tank routes and stuff like that. I literally can't tell you on every dungeon when to use it. I just can't. It varies on you and your group, and when you decide to use it. But yeah, I advise them. The mainly M plus one for new. Get them trinkets, have a play about. It's tasty. It's been doing me really, really well. However, the raid build / M plus build, again, it's good, it's tasty, it's done me well. So either or. You can't lose. Again, sim yourself, check your gear. That's the best thing I can tell you. Going on to tier, basically. Enhancement Shaman 2-piece, spending Maelstrom weapon as a 3% per charge to summon a single feral spirits for 9 seconds. The 2 set's good. It's, it feels good. It's nice. Not much to say. The 4 set, however, your feral spirits attack have a 20% chance to trigger the Stormbringer effect. Basically, it just resets your storm strike. So the more storm strikes you do, generally the more Maelstrom weapons you generate. The more Maelstrom weapons you generate / spend, you've got a 3% charge. 5 charges, guys. That's 15%. Just keep whacking them out. You'll get a wolf army going before you know it. Put the tier on your chest, shoulders, legs, and hands. Use your head slot for unity. That's pretty much it. If you've got it on your belt at the minute, I did 2 weeks ago, that's fine. But as soon as you get a decent belt, change your tier. Change your head to unity, because it's a lot more stats. You want haste and mastery on that bad boy. GG. Now, we are going to the end of it of my personal opinion. As it says, we can pump. We can pump. However, we need a good group that knows what we are like. You want a monk and a warrior in your group. They want you in your group because you offer them Wind Fury. So you're buffing them, they are buffing you. The warrior because he gives you attack power, and the monk because he does a melee debuff. So you do more damage to everything, which is good. And we can absolutely blast, even with the M plus build. With a bloodlust, with pots, with everything like that, with even your bog standard cooldowns on a boss, you should not be lacking for damage. You should not be under 10k on a boss, unless the tank's really taking the piss and he's walking it about and stuff like that, and you've got to move and whatnot. But usually there's only a couple of bosses where he's got to move and stuff like that. I'm looking at the dragon boss from Gambit. That's a pain in the dick. To get a good damage on that as an enhancement shaman. But apart from that, everything pretty much stays still. The tactics are quite you can predictable. So yeah, 10k upwards on bosses, guys. I can average 10k to about 16k on a boss, depending. So there's no excuses. We can pump, and in AoE, as long as you rack it out on that M plus, guys, as well. I did not have the Fire Nova icon, but use Fire Nova on cool down. You want to use it when you've got as many as possible people with Flame Shock, and then Fire Nova instantly. It's 12 seconds, so in a good ad pull you should get off 2 to 3 Fire Novas easy, and that's even on a 15 when you've got a warrior and a monk pumping. You should be able to get an easy 2 to 3. Easy. And that is damage. So we've got great synergy with groups as well, like I said, with warriors and monks. However, outside of that, we've got good synergy. People want us. We've got totems, healing stream, capacitor, fucking earthbind. You know, so I've got really itchy nose. You know, people want us in a group, and we've got bloodlust. Need I say fucking more? Fun to play. We are extremely fun to play. However, at times we can be quite punished for moving a lot. More so than I would say any other melee DPSer, because we just are. If we don't have maelstrom weapons coming out of our asses, we're a bit slow and stuff like that. But we are fun to play. So yeah. Bring stuns and more. Like I said, we bring capacitor, wind fury, bloodlust, you name it, we've got it. And we also, as my other videos that I've done have said, we offer a lot of Covenant versatility. Now, I wouldn't go Night Fae, Necrolord. No, I wouldn't go Night Fae in like Mist of Turnicice or DOS in a 20, because get another DPS do that. But if you're fucking about in a 15 to 20 and people are going, we really need a Venf, jump on your Venf. It's okay. You will lose a little bit of DPS, but you'll get a key. You'll get a key. So there is that. Apart from that, guys, that is absolutely everything. I'm gonna tick that off now. That's everything we have done. We have been talking for 31 fucking minutes. Woo-hoo. So that is everything. As I said, everything is a time thing, so you can click it when and if you need it. I highly doubt you guys are going to be watching for the full 30 odd minutes, and if you are, I thank you. But yeah, but if you do want to thank me, leave a like, leave a comment. I do get back to comments, guys. I do. The best way to get me is by a comment and / or joining my Discord. Links are in my about page on YouTube, as well with my Twitch. So please follow and like. It's not necessary, but it helps out. Same with leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. I thank you all for watching. I hope you found this video useful. And now, Average Shaman out. Thank you guys, and thanks for watching.